Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Vinny.
And today we're going to look at Burry's best tweet in the last year, comparing the 2000-2001 stock crisis to now and how it is incredibly similar to see what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing about it. If you guys enjoy this kind of entertaining stock market content of Two Super Guys Trading Stocks, by all means, give us a like and subscribe below. We'd love to have you along in this little venture of ours. With that, we'll get to it.
Two Super Guys Trade Stocks.
I think that little chart in our intro is exactly what the SPY did at that point in time.
Yeah, this is rough. Also, this video was a pain in the ass, and you're going to see why. So, let's get to it here. This is his tweet, right? These graphs are so smushed together, you can't even see what's happening. But he's saying S&P 500 is at 2001 or 2022, right? And
exactly. He's talking about like all these faked rallies basically along the way down before like the big drop is what I think he's hinting at here.
Exactly. Now, trying to correlate this with what happened in the somewhere in the 2 years was a nightmare. This graph is going to be kind of iffy. Just stick with me here. All right. This seems like a lot. Let me shrink your face here and my face. All right. So if you look at the top right corner here, there we go. Top right corner, you can see that from the peak we dropped 12%, up 9%, and then we dropped again, up another 13, and down. So if you stretch this out to make this way more legible, because his is frankly a nightmare, because he tried to fit it on a tweet, all right?
Yeah.
Our 12% drop is coming down to this peak, going up to 9%, down to this peak, up to 13, and down to here. Now look at the time, all right? This is from December to June.
Yeah, gotcha.
This is about 7 months, because it's a little bit of change in December. All right. Now, this percentage, this negative 45%, 0.9, it's a different calculation. It's based on different things. It's much harder to match. But even if you use the high, the low, or the close of the candles, you get within a very, very close percentage of this 24.5. So,
and just to clarify, this is the 2022 graph currently we're looking at, correct?
Okay. Should have said that. Yes, this is a 2022 graph. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. So that last thing was over about six months and change. So this was not fun because this is 2 years of a graph that I was trying to find the exact place that he started to do these measurements, but I found it. It is September 2000. From the peak, we drop 14% here, all right? Come up 10, drop 18 from the top, come up 10, drop 29, 30, which is exactly what happens here. 14, 10, 9, 30. Now, here's the best part.
Okay.
What's this 22? This little thing that was cut off.
You know, I'm not sure, honestly. Well, what is that?
Well, this is, like I said, over a course of 7 months. You want to see something terrifying?
Yes, I want to see terrifying things.
So this is what Burry used. He was comparing how similar these instances are, and this is our future. Oh boy.
When you zoom back out even further, huh? Wow, that's brutal.
Zoom out, get some more context. That whole formula and percentages were based on this. All right? That plus 22% matches perfectly with this number right here. From this bounce.
So that would be the current phase that we're in then, right? Because we've been on an upward trajectory for the last month or so here. Are we regaining that 22% before we head off towards this pretty steep decline here and cliff?
Yes. However, I don't think it's going to be that much because we haven't dropped as much in the first place. And also, we're going to do a video showing what we call a dead cat bounce. I don't know why they call it that. It's not going to make it that high. But you can see it's quite a feeble attempt, and then just a leak.
Yeah.
Death. So bad. And then a whole year. Look at the months. This is September, all right, 2001, all the way to the next low. Let's see. We didn't break this point till July 2002. We had what, 10 months of just floating before we set another low.
Wow.
Right?
You know, it's interesting too with the way the timeline here lines up for me. A couple of things. One, I've been saying I think October will be when we see like a short-term bounce or bottom here, like a much more substantial, which is kind of lines up with the timeline of this.
I would agree.
And it, historically, October is a really bad month for the stock market. The other thing that's funny too is we did that video about Kathy Woods. There is 75% decline. We can link that above. But during the same time period, so you can track her performance. She still has more room to go down.
Yeah, that she's looking like my Fubo stock, essentially, her entire fund. One thing here, I cut this off to make this more palatable, because if you zoom even out another year, it turns into a nightmare. You can't even like see colors here. But this is probably the perfect example of a double bottom, because it just goes leaky, just not leaky. It just slowly goes up for like the next 2 years, and we just kind of recover.
Yeah. The other thing that's funny too is like, I don't know if you know this, but like there's a whole story about MicroStrategy and how they had to restate their earnings, and that was what triggered like the bursting of the .com bubble. Some people give them like credit for that, and now they have this massive leverage bet against Bitcoin, which has been down significantly. So like I'm curious what sort of effect that'll have upon them, and be funny bookend if they can also help trigger this unwinding of a bubble.
I think we're fairly triggered already. I think what's about to happen, we're having a gradual recovery. It's not as much volume as you'd want. I don't even think we're going to set another high. See our next video. We're going to look at the dead cat bounce. But this is more motivation for me to just buy. I have a SPY and a Q put right now. It was only 13 months. I'm going to lengthen it to 24 months. I'm going to buy 2 more of each.
Wow.
Going heavy.
Yeah, that's a bold move. I mean, I appreciate though. Definitely smash the like button for the effort that Dylan had to put in to try to find the timeline to match up with these charts. I doubt anyone else on YouTube is doing that, so I appreciate the work.
Also, on top of that, because I'm a perfectionist, I had to calculate with the lows from each candle, and then the highs, and then the close, because I just want to make sure I wasn't wrong. Complete overkill and a complete waste of time, because it was very clear right the first time. Never mind.
Love it.
I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, catch you in the next one.